Here's a prompt that I would like for you to consider. So just a few moments ago, I was speaking about increasing the signal and lowering the static or the noise. I've recently been really focused on, okay, how can I really improve my focus? So it's more so I've been challenging myself to think how. So I'm going to walk you through my thoughts and let me know, if it makes sense. And you can also put this maybe as a prompt in your journal. But I was learning how to speed read so I can double my reading, not necessarily in 24 hours, but just more so just learn to double my reading and my comprehension. And in doing that, there's you have your page, and inside, and this is, I'm not going to show my notes, but inside the page you have a peripheral of, if you were to visualize a peripheral, it would be that amount. So you actually leave yourself this much surface. And what I've learned is to read in between the words to be able to, sorry about it, in order to double the words that I'm reading. And that, and more so just keeping my peripheral, or keeping my eyes from jumping around or just looking at every single thing, but more so just taking in more while limiting what doesn't matter. I start thinking about, well, what if I did that in real life? I mean, as far as in my normal day. um I started thinking about, well, there's a lot of things on social media, there's a lot of things happening on the news, so media and social media. There's sometimes, and I don't keep friends who gossip, respectfully, but there's sometimes people who want to talk and may not be as conscious of my time as they are of theirs, which I'm learning. Although I love to socialize, I'm also learning, how can I say no more. And that's kind of where I am right now, is if I can improve my focus, what does that look like? What is the actual um tactical approach to improving my focus? And I thought about the same concept. Well, what if I was to improve the surface of what I'm actually paying attention to and eliminate things that really don't matter, that don't add productivity or value to my day? If I start my day, more so my night, if I start my night, if I end my night with the top 3 or 4 things that I actually want to accomplish, um, if things come my way or I go to certain things that really don't add to those things, then I may need to not prioritize those things. And that's something I've been working on, is because it's easy to say no to other people, but how do you say no to yourself when it's actually something that you actually want to do? And that's the discipline that it requires to improve. So the prompt is, how often are you allowing yourself to be present? And how many times have you said no to get to your ultimate yes? And ultimate can be short term, being those 3 things. But how many times have you done that? I would challenge you to write about that. I'm gonna start, hopefully, and this is just maybe a small series, Focus Fridays, which I'm just gonna slow it down a bit, and more so just let it be about the moment, be about being present, and let's learn to reflect in our days, so that way we can actually see what happened yesterday. What did I accomplish last week? What really mattered from the event that I went to? Am I actually learning the language? Learning to ask yourself better questions and others. You'll find yourself finding a lot of value in that. Um, and if it helps, I'll start sharing some prompts and some questions to better, and some questions with those prompts to better help you get through those thoughts.